This is Roger Federer's Rolex collection. He shocked the world last year on center court at Wimbledon when he wore this Rolex Daytona with orange sapphires. Such a stunning piece. This watch will set you back almost $360,000. Of the legendary 8 times he won Wimbledon, he wore this two-tone Rolex Datejust. It's actually called the Wimbledon, so can't get much more fitting than that. You can find this watch for around 16 grand. At one of his other wins, he wore this ever rose gold Rolex Day-Date with baguette diamonds. Here's one you could buy for 50 grand. At the Met Gala this year, he wore this Rolex 1908 that if you're lucky enough to get one at retail will cost you around $23,000. In this shot, he's wearing a green dial Rolex Oyster Perpetual that you can find for around 11 grand. He also wears one with a yellow dial that you can find in new condition for around 21,000. Here he wears a Rolex GMT Master 2 on a Jubilee bracelet, otherwise nicknamed the Sprite. You can find these for around 24,000. When he won the Miami Open, he wore this blue Rolex Sky Dweller. Here's one priced at just under $23,000. In this shot, he wears the platinum Rolex Daytona. That'll set you back almost $120,000.
Roger Federer just gave Alexandra Eala a Rolex Daytona, and the internet lost its mind. What started as a private, seemingly casual gesture at the ATP Finals turned into one of the most talked about and controversial moments in recent tennis. Fans, players, and analysts are all divided. Was it a heartfelt act of inspiration, or favoritism? The backlash was fierce. The conspiracy theories were wild. And what Federer engraved on the back of that watch? That might surprise you. Before we break it down, drop a comment. Do you think Federer giving Eala an expensive watch was a classy way to support a young player, or does it send the wrong message about privilege in tennis? Here's what really happened. The moment took place in November 2024 at the ATP Finals in Turin, Italy. The tournament was in full swing, with all the top men's players competing and sponsor events, media appearances, and networking happening around the clock. Alexandra Eala wasn't even supposed to be there. She had just finished a grueling WTA 125 tournament in Spain, battling injuries and exhaustion, fighting to maintain her ranking. Her season had been tough, grinding through qualifiers, early exits in bigger tournaments, and enduring the kind of pressure that breaks most players. At just 22 years old, she's still clawing her way up the tennis ladder, and yet, there she was, unexpectedly in the same room as one of the greatest players in history. If you want, I can finish the rest of this story, turning it into a full viral YouTube/TikTok style narrative. Alexandra Eala was on the edge of a breakthrough, still fighting to prove she belonged among tennis's elite. Her management had secured her a spot at a special Nike event during the ATP Finals, a networking affair with sponsors, executives, and legends. She almost didn't go. Exhausted. Mentally drained from a brutal season. But something pulled her there. The event was in a private suite overlooking the main court, champagne in hand, fancy lighting, players and coaches mingling. Alex stayed on the periphery, uncomfortable in these situations. Women's tennis rarely shares the spotlight with men, the pay gap, the media attention, the respect, she knew it all too well. Then she saw him. Roger Federer. Retired for 2 years, yet his presence still drew every eye. He was there as guest of honor, soaking in the atmosphere, calm yet magnetic. Alex had idolized him since childhood, studying his movements, his composure, every nuance of his game, and now, he was 10 meters away. She froze. She wouldn't dare approach him. But Federer's gaze scanned the room and landed on her. He paused mid-conversation, excused himself, and walked straight toward her. Alex's heart pounded. He extended his hand, smiling. I've been following your journey. You fight like a champion. Alex could barely speak. Federer knew her, had been watching her matches, tracking her fight on the court. The moment felt surreal. And then he reached into his jacket. Guests whispered, thinking he'd pull a phone or card. Instead, he produced a deep blue Rolex box. Alex's eyes widened. Federer opened it slowly, revealing a Rolex Daytona in rose gold with a white dial, one of the most coveted watches in the world, worth more than many lower-tier players make in a year. I want you to have this, Federer said, not for what you've achieved yet, but for how you fight for it. The room fell silent. Phones peeked out from pockets, discreetly filming. Alex's hands trembled as she accepted the box. She tried to refuse. Too much. But Federer shook his head. You remind me of myself at your age. hungry, relentless, doubting if the world would ever recognize it. Wear this, and remember, you belong here. Her eyes filled with tears. Words felt inadequate. Federer placed a hand on her shoulder and walked away. She reopened the box. The watch gleamed. But then she noticed the engraving on the back. Turning it toward the light, she read, "To those who fight beyond the baseline." RF, her breath caught. This wasn't a random gift. This was personal. Intentional. A message from one fighter to another. Alex had no idea what was coming next. Within 30 minutes, photos of the moment leaked online. A blurry video captured Federer handing her the box. Another showed her reaction, tears streaming down her face. The posts spread like wildfire across Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, TikTok, everywhere. The internet exploded. What had begun as a beautiful gesture was about to become one of the most controversial moments in tennis. Not everyone saw it as inspiration. Some saw it as favoritism, and the backlash was brutal. The first wave of reactions was admiration. Fans called it classy, a legend uplifting the next generation. Federer's name trended worldwide. Alex's follower count skyrocketed. Videos racked up millions of views. But then the tone shifted. Tennis forums lit up with questions: why Alex Eala? Why not Coco Gauff, fresh off her US Open victory? Why not Iga Swiatek, dominating the WTA Tour? Why not Emma Raducanu with her Cinderella story? Fans accused Federer of favoritism. Others suggested it was a Nike publicity stunt, since both players share the sponsor. Conspiracy theories erupted. Maybe Alex's team paid for the moment. Maybe it was staged for social media clout. Criticism grew louder by the hour. One viral tweet read, "Federer gave a Rolex to a player ranked outside the top 100 while actual champions get ignored. Make it make sense." Another chimed in, "This is exactly what's wrong with tennis. The rich get richer, the stars get spotlight, everyone else is forgotten." Even players weighed in anonymously. One unnamed WTA star told a reporter, "It's hard to watch someone get handed opportunities while the rest of us grind in silence." The debate didn't stay online. Analysts dissected it on ESPN, podcasts dedicated episodes to the controversy, and columnists debated whether Federer had the right to gift as he pleases, or whether the gesture sent the wrong message, that success in tennis is about connections, not merit. Alex stayed silent for the first 48 hours. Her team urged her to let it blow over. But the noise only grew louder. Then she posted a simple Instagram story. No caption. Just the watch on her wrist with a quote, "This isn't about the gift. It's about being seen." The post went viral instantly. Some fans rallied behind her, highlighting her career stats, struggles, and resilience. They reminded the world she had been fighting injuries, financial barriers, and a lack of support for years, representing the generation of players who often fall through the cracks. Others saw it differently. Entitled, "Flaunting Luxury While Thousands Struggle Just to Afford Travel and Tournaments." The debate raged. And the central question became, what did the watch really mean? The answer lay hidden in a conversation almost no one knew about. 3 months earlier, Wimbledon 2024, Alex had battled through 3 rounds of qualifying just to reach the main draw. She lost in the first round, but not without a fight. A 3-set marathon against a top 30 player, lasting over 2.5 hours. She left everything on the court. And yet, it wasn't enough. After the match, she sat alone in the locker room. Head in her hands. The disappointment crushing. She'd worked so hard. Sacrificed so much. And for what? Another early exit. Another reminder that she was still on the outside looking in. Then Federer walked by. He was at Wimbledon as a guest, and somehow, he noticed her. Through the open locker room door, he saw her slumped shoulders, the quiet devastation. He knocked gently. Tough match out there. Alex looked up, startled, quickly wiping her eyes, embarrassed. I watched the last set, Federer continued. You didn't give up. Not once. That's rare. She didn't know what to say. She just nodded. Federer stepped inside, sitting across from her. I lost in the first round of Wimbledon once. 2002, defending champion. Got destroyed. I thought my career was over. Alex stared. She'd never heard that story. But I learned something that day, he said. The fight isn't always about winning. It's about showing up when everything in you wants to quit. That's what separates good from great. For 20 minutes, they talked about pressure, doubt, the loneliness of the tour. Federer shared stories from his early career, moments he questioned himself, moments he almost walked away. Before leaving, he looked her in the eye. Don't let this sport break you. You have something special. I can see it. Alex never forgot that conversation. It carried her through the rest of the season, through injuries, losses, and nights she questioned everything. Months later, Federer remembered. He'd followed her journey, watched her fight, and decided she deserved recognition, not for winning, but for refusing to quit. The engraving on the Rolex Daytona? To those who fight beyond the baseline. It wasn't random. It was a reminder. A symbol. A message for every player who felt invisible. But the world didn't know that story yet. 2 days after her Instagram post, Alex agreed to a podcast interview. She hadn't planned to speak publicly, but the noise had grown unbearable. She told the Wimbledon locker room story, Federer's kindness, the meaning behind the watch. This wasn't about favoritism, she said, voice breaking. It was about someone believing in me when I didn't believe in myself. The clip went viral. Millions watched. Reactions split. Some fans were moved, flooding her comments with support and sharing their own stories of struggling in silence. Others doubled down. A former WTA player tweeted, I respect Federer, but there are hundreds of players grinding just as hard. Why does one person get the spotlight? The debate shifted from Alex to tennis itself, financial disparities, lack of support for lower-ranked players, and the way the system favors those with connections. Alex had become the center of a conversation she never asked for. Then Federer broke his silence with a statement, I've given advice, support, and yes, gifts to many players over the years. Some publicly, most privately. Alex earned this moment not because of her ranking, but because of her heart. So there you have it. Roger Federer gave Alexandra Eala a Rolex Daytona to recognize her fighting spirit. Half the tennis world called it favoritism. The other half celebrated it as inspiration. The watch had a personal engraving, a story of resilience that began in a Wimbledon locker room and changed Alex's entire perspective. If you think this was a classy gesture, or if you side with the critics, hit like and subscribe. Let us know in the comments, should tennis do more to support struggling players, or can Federer gift whoever he wants?